The greatest love in the universe is that of mothers. Her love is unconditional and pure. After the birth of my children, I had lots of hopes and aspirations. I would often think about what kind of job they would do as an adult. But sadly, this happened. I was heartbroken. When I look at the children of others perfectly fine, and then looking at mine, I cannot help but be sad. When I was pregnant, I fell sick and had to go to the hospital. I even took medicines, but at the time the health official did not tell me that something would be wrong with my baby. Only when she turned 1, I found out that she was born paralyzed. People talked about my baby and my ability as a mother. People questioned me if it was my fault or my husband's, and I questioned myself. There were so many questions thrown at me. When I was pregnant with my 3rd child, I was scared for my baby. What if my child is born with the same condition as my 2nd daughter? Thankfully, that didn't happen. After finding out about my daughter's condition, I had lots of questions. When I took her to the hospital, they advised us to take us to Thimphu for further investigation and treatment. So we brought her here to Thimphu. I was skeptical about it though. I learned about Ability Bhutan Society through people from BBS who had come to our village. So we followed them to Thimphu, hoping the best for my daughter. The hospital also referred us to Ability Bhutan Society, so that's how I took my daughter to Ability Bhutan Society. I took her for a complete 1 year for intervention, but after a while, it became an expensive affair without a proper income. In a city like Thimphu, I couldn't take her anymore. While I took her to Ability Bhutan Society, I would sometimes take a taxi and other times I would carry her. Now that she's all grown, it's very difficult for me to move her around. Since she has to take her medicines every day, I get her medicine from hospital every month without fail. Ability Bhutan Society has provided us with a lot of help. They gave us a wheelchair and included us in every program. They helped us a great deal. She has improved a lot since we came here. Back in the village, we couldn't take her anywhere as there were little knowledge about her condition and nobody to provide us with needed support. Coming to Thimphu has helped her a lot. She got to visit many places too.
When she came first time to ABA services, she was a little bit shy and she couldn't tell whatever she want to say. But with the intervention, she is a happy girl. aji Down syndrome imbala Down syndrome be dele ni madi the moluka che be mitsune mes nova dele dure ma menkange charobe dele na baonde lusum de jasla dele mogida de ni madi chapsa chika tamsuwa la chapsa june sala mishe dele to di za la za chwa dele la me jotu dele page and this tiga chibini na di mugi hamigo la teta na onde lusum lan bedo de losum di jun jui dele kachla de na onbe peche atrishi hago dele atri betu ta mugi betu 11 nome betu ni zumjira yes nome na disugi na maramda sar disugi charu zenambe dele aldigi ati she de dele da school na chuni gerewa de yes judo tenga nandi dome alu alma school de sum de ma school jomba dele ni marama album shtu school ta dele na mobabe na ondo se shunila
Kama gakola gakola
I work close to where we live so that I can be near my daughter and earn some cash to pay for rent and other necessities. I feed my other children and send them to school, and only then I feed her, take her to the toilet before I leave for my work. I worry a lot about my daughter. She gets sick sometimes and she needs me for everything. Sometimes it gets hard for me too. Should something happen to her, she's not in a position to tell anybody. When I am busy, my older daughter helps me look after her sometimes, and my son also helps me with moving her around and feeding her as well. I have always dreamt that she would walk and go to school like any other children, but she is always at home. She might want to go out and play, but she can't walk, and that breaks my heart. And I do not have the luxury to take her places. She would never ask me to take her out nor make any fuss about anything because she knows her condition limits her mobility. I am forever grateful to her. She will always be my beautiful daughter. I always worry what will happen to her when we are no longer by her side. Of course, she has her siblings, but I don't know if they will take care of her like we do. I only wish I could save some money for her, but saving is very difficult for us. The money we earn is only enough for our day-to-day life.
When she came for the first time, she was 12 years old and she was diagnosed with spastic cerebral palsy, which means her whole body is affected and then she can't move her body properly, and she also affected with her speech. So this is her condition. Ngaradi bumgi pamchi bendigi the chagildi achi buledi bumra mamdo ba de mala derina ba teledura molo achi ong bugenjingi michi imemena de anigi achi chagildi du yelangalu bomra debra da chimnangi lada yo disudi moragi bechuo saran omelangaragi dangaragi tendo demogi bebedo bala tele ani achi bechuo sidi no melanoni de deboda mashi dega debeonga senome the beachubra zone se no melangaragam ti kauchi di bero the ngaragi to chizani gi tam me di bere the mogi de langa namsam kauchi do se shudola.
I am a parent of a child whom I lost in 2012 after the establishment of ABS. And as a mother of a child with disability, you always wonder that what will happen to your child. As a parent myself, there are lots of things that we cannot express to a parent who doesn't have a child with disability, because they sometimes doesn't understand what we are going through. So there are lots of needs on emotional support. Even the families, siblings has to come together and support, because many times even the families also tries to feel that it's okay to have a child with disability, but at times they don't understand that when we go through many of the stress, when you see a child with disability, it's not about the child with disability only. You see a child as a very special, very like a dream for you in the future. So when I talk with other parents, I always feel that these are the child without disability also. I never see my child who has a disability, has some disability also. I always used to get inspired by her. And also when I look to other parents also, we always see that this is our strength of having a child. The child teaches many things. The child teaches how to look into humanity, how to look into compassionate, how to be a real human being. So therefore, I always talk with the parents. We as a parent, we always come together and we talk about not only having us challenges, but again having how blessed we are having a child with disability. So we always say that we should never give up, but we really need lots of support. The parents of the child with disability and the individual with disability really needs lots of support, and also access to lots of resources, the technical teams, the expertise, so that our child will never be left alone. That's how we can really work together as a team. My main wish is to have a admired service provider, and to reach to the children to the rural areas, and also no one should be left alone, and the parents and children with disabilities should equally participate and be included in the mainstream society.
Here at the center, we mainly focus on giving a one-to-one intervention. We do a functional assessment here, and after the functional assessment, we try to categorize them, and then we provide a one-to-one intervention based on daily living skills, based on communication, then social skills. And regarding the achievement, I'm overwhelmed to report that children coming here, they have been able to go to the mainstream schools, in general schools. To accept the child not as a disability, first look at the child and disability the next. Having accepted, then it becomes a part and parcel of a daily life. So to those parents, including all of us in fact, so after having accepted, focus on the abilities of an individual child rather than looking at the disabilities. So based on the abilities, if we can plan whatever activities that needs to be carried out by a child. So to have a social inclusion and to have an independent life, what a child is good at, what the child is interested in, if we can focus and groom accordingly, so that is it. And first and foremost thing is to accept the disability in one's life.
Let us all be grateful to our mothers for all this sacrifice, and above all for their endless love. The love in your mother's eyes are the purest love on earth. Our parents deserve all our respect and honor for giving us love and making our life worth living.